The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of awesome teas and sweaty shirts, of cabbages and kings. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I did that poem. I'm nervous. Welcome, friends, to my most exciting announcement I think that I've ever announced on this channel. And no, for those of you who are wondering if I'm pregnant, I am not. I would find a cooler way to tell you than like a blurred photo on my community tab. Not pregnant. My show was not picked up. My album has not dropped yet, but I have something also exciting, which is the introduction of my brand. Ladies and gentlemen, French Roast. I know. Stop it. Woo! I do feel like I just gave birth after saying that. Since I first started YouTube, I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago, I don't know. So many things have fallen into my lap, so many opportunities, which I'm so thankful for, because they really come from you guys, my viewers. And there are so many things that you guys don't even know about that I actually tried and failed. A lot of collaborations that didn't end up happening, fell through. Weird, sketchy companies that offered to like help me put my own product out that ended up being scammers. I always wanted my own brand, but I could never find the right business partners, didn't know what to do, didn't even know I didn't even know what to Google. I really never thought it would happen, but it's happening today. So thank you so much for being here, because it's because of you. So, French Roast. I absolutely agonized over the actual name of my brand. Oh my gosh, I went through so many things. Nothing felt like me. Or I would come up with something and it seemed to be very niche. Like it seemed to be one thing. Like I remember one of the things I came up with was anti-threads, because I wanted my brand to have a very sarcastic feel, almost a cynical feel, if you will. And anti-threads was cool, but it only sounded like a clothing line. And as I mentioned, I want to do it all. I don't want to just do clothes. This is the appetizer today. So I scoured and scoured. I remember another one I had was dullwear. That came from like a business name generator. That's how desperate I was. And one day it was my adorable husband who said, I think French Roast. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Immediately, that's it. It just absolutely worked and encompassed everything that I wanted. Obviously, it's cool that it has my last name in the brand. I really like the roast part of it because, we roast things here. And then there's the very obvious thing that you probably thought of, which is like French roast is a type of coffee. I was a little worried that might be misleading. Like people are going to be like, are you selling coffee? Not yet. Maybe one day. But that aspect of it made it sound very familiar and memorable. It brings good imagery to your mind, like of cozying up with a cup of coffee with your cute little sweatshirt that I'm going to show you in a minute. I absolutely couldn't get it out of my head once we landed on that. My business partners thought it was perfection. I love the logo. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited. Today, I'm very excited to give you the appetizer, if you will. The very first release from my brand is merch. Now, I have really big dreams for this brand. I mean, I want to create an energy drink. I wanted to put pickles out. I want to create extremely customized, cut and sew clothing items. I really want to do it all, but apparently doing that all at once in the very beginning is not a good business decision. I've learned a lot about business ethics.
I choose business ethics.
Just like my content, I can't stick to one thing. I can't just do music or just do comedy or just do beauty. I just dabble in it all, and that is exactly what I want for my brand. I don't just want to stick to one thing. So big things are coming, but today we have an incredible merch drop, the absolute best one that I have ever done in my whole career. All right, so let's talk about the merch, shall we? I know you guys are obviously probably the most excited about that. Why don't we start with this one? Born to be mild, yeah. Sorry. Up first, the Born to be Mild shirt. I would like to take it off and show it to you, but that would be weird. Fun fact, I'm so obsessed with this shirt that I've actually worn it many times over the last year and just covered it with my hair and hoped that you guys wouldn't notice, but many of you did. So this is my take on the hilarious, ironic phrase that is born to be mild. This is for all of you out there who are not born to be wild. You're more laid back, you're more chill, you're more low energy and dull. Maybe you're a basic beige Becky. The design design is so sick. It has such a rocker dude through and through vibe. It's very rock and roll. The shirt itself is super, what's the word I'm looking for? Distressed. It has kind of like that faded, bleached vintage look, which I really love. It looks so freaking awesome with a leather jacket. That's how I always wear it. I wore this to the Zach Bryan concert and 1,000 people were like, that freaking shirt is sick, dude. The Born to Be Wild shirt is the perfect balance between hilarious and cool, which is what I was going for. It's actually hard to achieve. I love down here. It says French Roast Clothing at the bottom. So cute. And this particular one that I'm wearing right now, I believe I've had for like 9 months and I wear it constantly. So the print quality is actually insane. I don't even think it's faded even a little bit. Now you guys know me. I like to tie all my shirts at the waist. Usually I would actually also roll these sleeves. I forgot. I also really wanted to give you guys some pieces that you could customize if you wanted. Cut them into a crop, put some raw hems on there, distress it even more if you want. Everything that I'm showing you will work for those of you who like to customize your stuff. What's next? I'm so excited about this one. Next up we have the supporting character energy crew neck. Now, first things first, the phrase is so funny to me and hilarious. If you know, you know. Many of you have heard me say this before. It's sort of a play on the, you know, main character energy that all the youngsters say that they have now. So again, it's kind of like the more cynical version of that. Now, this design, it is so vintage looking. It looks like it came directly from the late 80s, early 90s, and you went to Goodwill and found it on a random rack, and it was the only one of its kind. Such a simple design, but has the coolest, most vintage feel to it. Reminds me so much of my childhood. This right here, I don't know what it is. It's like, it reminds me of like watching, I don't know, Reading Rainbow or something. So this guy comes in 3 colors. We have the muted blue, we have this muted kind of green color, and then we have gray. The green and the blue, the material is very unique. This is custom dyed. It's a little bit more of like a stiffer, sturdier, more like durable material, as opposed to that super soft, thin material that I also like, but it is not this. The main reason I wanted this material is because A, it looks and feels more vintage, and B, it continues to look more and more vintage as you wear it. So this one is about a year old. The design used to be a little bit smaller last year, but I wanted it bigger. But this is what it looks like over time. It just gets more muted, more vintage, and more awesome. Now the gray one I also love, and it is that very, very soft material that like you want to sleep in. The biggest reason for the 2 different fabrics is because this one comes in more sizes. So I wanted to make sure there was multiple sizing options. Lord knows I need that, you know? All right, moving on. This is so fun, isn't it? Next up, we have the Let the OK Times Roll vintage style tee. This design is so sick. So we have the brand name, of course, French Roast. We have an old school, like 1920s looking cartoon clock. And then your guys' favorite phrase here, which is let the OK times roll, which, you know, ties in with the clock in case you didn't get it. Again, this looks insanely vintage. You know, it kind of looks like your mom's from back in the day. It comes in 2 colors. We have this very like muted, dusty coffee color. French roast coffee. It has a great amount of length, so there's plenty of room if you want to tie it, cut it into a crop, roll the sleeves, whatever you prefer. And again, with this phrase of let the OK times roll, I'm pretty sure one of my viewers came up with that years ago, and we of course have said it ever since on this channel, and I get comments almost every day saying please put let the OK times roll on a shirt. So here you are. It also comes in this beautiful cream color, and the design is blue. Okay, the last 2, I can't believe we're talking about this finally. Sorry, I'm doing that thing. I'm getting annoying. I know. I just like never thought this day would come. Okay, the last 2 are 2 different designs for the same phrase. So the phrase is mild child, you know, as opposed to wild child. And this design just sparks so much joy. It's very kind of like hippie-esque. It just reminds me a little bit of like a laid back hippie from the 60s, like just a mild child, you know? Look at this sunflower. I mean, she looks just laid back as ever. Like she probably took a Xanax or something. I love to wear this with these like warm brown corduroys that I have that are flared at the bottom, and I look like a flower child, like a mild child. We got the kind of groovy 70s font. And then of course the French roast clothing down here. I love just how everything is like really cool and funny and very tongue-in-cheek, but also is just so wearable. A lot of the designs I've put out in the past, I knew were cute and fun and stuff, but not really wearable. Like people were probably buying it to support me, you know, because it had like a cartoon version of my face on it, but that's not really something you would want to wear out. You know, I've learned in hindsight, so all of this just really tickles my fancy. And last but not least, we have the other mild child design for the slightly more simple guy or gal. It's a little bit more neutral. It's not quite as feminine, but still so cool. And as I keep saying, I tie all of my shirts, roll up the sleeves, throw a flannel over it, pair some like mom jeans. Mom jeans look so adorable with this. This is definitely the most basic beige baggy. So that is it. 4 incredible designs that you can wear with literally anything, but they are cooler and funnier and more nuanced, I suppose you could say, than your typical like inspirational quote or live, laugh, love or be your own kind of beautiful. This brand is for all of you who gag at phrases like that. Originally, I was going to like sponsor myself and just add this in as like its own 2-minute segment into one of my normal, you know, commentary videos, but I just had too much to say and I feel like this needed its own moment. So if you are interested, like this is a sponsored ad read. So if you would like to check out my brand, you can head to frenchroast.co. Oh, something's in my eye. It will of course be linked in my description box, but if you want to take the extra 17 seconds to type it out, be my guest. I am actually also thrilled with how the website came out. I hope you guys like it too. And I absolutely cannot thank you guys enough. I don't think I say that often enough. I just am always afraid of sounding, you know, like disingenuous or something. But I mean, I never would have dreamed in a million years that I could start a brand or create anything that I could potentially see another person wearing or using or drinking. It just means a lot that you watch and are so supportive. Let's not get emotional during a freaking brand launch. It also means a lot that you still like me even though I'm not emotionally stable, and I could not be starting this journey without you guys. You guys have also given me the confidence basically to finally start recording my music and to pitch my show and everything that I have pursued this year. The inspiration did not come from within. It didn't come from any of my friends. It came from my viewers, so I appreciate you. Oh, also, I did start a French Roast Instagram account, so check that out if you want. And I'm babbling at this point. Thank you, friends. See you in the next one. Shalom.
What's you doing? Oh, you filming? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm introducing my viewers to French Roast.
Oh, swag, dude.
Today's the day. Do you feel proud that you came up with the name? Did you know that you came up with the name?
I remember kind of helping with it, but I didn't know it was like official.
It was official. What are you eating?
Oh, you can get this collection here. This is you can get this off my website.
Full of drywall dust.
Called dirtyworkshirt.com.
That's probably her real website.
Look away.
Why is my heart actually pounding? This is not a big deal. People do this every day. It is a big deal. It's a big deal to me, but people do this every day. This is for my friends in the background, you know? The friend who's not the main character, who doesn't get all the attention. The Judy Greers and Paul Giamattis of the world. Supporting characters, I got you.